1.5 trailer that dropped for Wakanda Forever was better than the entire hour-and-a-half experience for Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm fully behind this 100%. Debate me if you want to. Can we just take a second and be emotionally appreciative of what that trailer gave us? From the beautiful cinematography to the costumes that we're looking at here, where clearly it looks like they're celebrating the funeral of T'Challa, who has passed away, most likely from some sort of sickness that he got. As we all know, that Chadwick Boseman passed away a couple of years ago from cancer. It was a harsh reminder that he is no longer with us, and also a good reminder of how emotionally connected I am to the character Black Panther, and how he would still just be so sorely missed in this upcoming project. You know, my fire for the MCU had kind of waned with the last few movies, but with this trailer, my fire has been reignited. I have so much hype and hope for this movie. This is easily my most anticipated movie of the year. I'm hoping that this movie will transcend what made me fall in love with the MCU in the first place, with movies like the original Black Panther, Civil War, No Way Home, Avengers Infinity War, and Endgame. Those are the movies that will have the MCU held in a high regard for the rest of my life, and I have high esteemed hoped that Wakanda Forever will be added onto that pantheon of masterpiece comic book movies as well. I can't wait to see it. Shout out to the Queen of Wakanda, the actress that portrays her, Angela Bassett. I've always loved her performances in other movies, but of course, when she enters into a fray of movies that I am particularly passionate about, I always pay a little bit closer of attention. And just with two lines that she provided with in this trailer, brought the emotions out of me full force, almost to the point of tears. Beautiful. Just stating to the world that she's lost her husband, and now she's lost her son. She's lost almost everything. What more does she have to give to the world? It seems pretty obvious to me that with the passing of Chadwick Boseman, she will be taking on a very much more prominent role in the sequel, as she will need to claim the throne, since the throne is empty since the passing of T'Challa. That's what leads me to the main purpose of today's video. Who is going to take on the mantle of Black Panther? But before I go through the possible choices that we might see take on the mantle of Black Panther, I feel that we need to give respect where the respect is due. Of course, at first, I kind of wanted to see Chadwick Boseman get recasted for the role of T'Challa, because T'Challa is such a influential figure in the cinematic universe and just Marvel Comics in general. But the wound is still too fresh, in my opinion. Maybe if the entire story gets rebooted, then we'll see a recasting, kind of like the same with Iron Man and Captain America. I don't think we're going to see recastings of those roles in the next 20-30 years. I think it's going to be the same thing here. It's just, he's too iconic as T'Challa to just recast all of a sudden. I don't care if he passed away or not. I loved him in that role, and to be completely honest, I don't want to see anybody in it, at least not for the time being. Nikita makes her return. I have heard some rumblings that she could be in the running for the mantle of Black Panther. I really don't see this to be the case, though, because she's not in the royal family and she's not a leader within any of the tribes. She was just a spy that was doing reconnaissance missions from Wakanda to provide peace and food to countries of the less fortunate. So pretty cool to see her return. I do like her new outfit and her new hairstyle, but I don't think she is going to be taking on the mantle of Black Panther. And of course, she does not take on the mantle anywhere near the actual comic book either. Next, we have Shuri, the Princess of Wakanda, the brother of T'Challa. In my opinion, the most likely to take on the role, the mantle of the Black Panther, as she definitely took on the role of Black Panther after T'Challa's passing in the original comic book. So I would love to see this. Do I think that she has the chops to portray the starring role in the movie? I mean, that's to be determined. Now, Letitia Wright, the actress that portrays her, is definitely more known for her comedic chops that she showcased in the original Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War. But as you can see in this frame here, she has buffed up tremendously. She almost looks like a completely different person. So she's definitely been hitting the weights in the gym. So I can't wait to see her fighting Paralysis in Wakanda Forever. So I have no doubt if I had to pick one actress that would take on the mantle, she would definitely be the one. Also, let's not forget that this is the first appearance of Ironheart, Riri, as well. So very excited to see this take place. This is going to be her first appearance in the MCU. So as you can see here, this is a very iconic hammering onto her iron suit, kind of the same the way that Tony ironed his iron suit in the first Iron Man. So very excited to see where this takes place and how she is going to play a role in the movie. I have not seen her suit yet, but I'm so excited to see it. Then, of course, we have the Dora Milaje. Could also be a random member of the Dora Milaje that takes on the mantle of Black Panther as well that hasn't been introduced yet. You never know. Probably unlikely, but, they could introduce a new character that we haven't seen yet, and she could take on the mantle of Black Panther. Disney is sometimes known for their unpredictability. It can very well happen. Plus, why are the Dora Milaje fighting the Avatars? Just kidding, just kidding. That is the Atlanteans in the MCU that have been introduced. Then we have Okoye from the Dora Milaje, the General. I think she is the one that would have the most combat experience to take on the mantle of Black Panther. If I had to pick a number two, she would definitely be my number two. If I had to choose someone to take on the role of the Black Panther, she would definitely perform the job to the best of her abilities, and I'm confident that she would do a great job. I mean, I've never seen her lose a fight. Not to mention, she seems to be the representation of Wakanda when they meet up with the other leading fighters or the Avengers of the world as well. Like, we can do a throwback to Endgame when Black Widow had her, War Machine, Captain Marvel, among others, in the meeting to talk about what they were going to do about the calamity still happening within the world. So it would be really cool to see. My only question is, I don't know if she's allowed to put in a bid for the mantle of Black Panther, since she's technically not a part of the royal family, nor is she a leader in one of the other tribes. I think she just worked her way through the ranks to become the general of the Dora Milaje, which is super cool within its own right. And last and certainly not least, we have M'Baku with already a bit of super strength in his own right, just from his natural state. So ingesting the herb to take on the mantle of Black Panther would just quadruple that super strength tenfold, I would assume. So that would be really cool to see. Obviously, he was the choice to take on the mantle when they thought T'Challa dead in the original Black Panther as well. So he would be a cool, logical choice as well. But I just have a feeling that they're going to keep it within the royal family. And I don't know, I have a feeling that M'Baku might not make it to the end of this movie either. I just call it a hunch. Definitely don't quote me on that. I just have a feeling. I've also heard rumblings of fans wanting Killmonger to make a return from the dead and take the mantle of Black Panther as well. Personally, I'm not really a fan of that. I feel like that would take away the weight of his death, of him not wanting to stay alive for T'Challa to save him, just for him to become a slave or a jailbird to Wakanda, but him wanting to be thrown off of the slave ships to die with his ancestors. I feel like that's a message that you don't want to lose within the lore of the MCU. That's just too cool. You can't take that away. Also, I don't know if y'all knew, but Michael B. Jordan was filming Creed 3 during the production of Wakanda Forever anyway. So it wouldn't have worked out with the times. Then Jonathan Majors, the dude that plays Kang, is also the bad guy in Creed 3. So that's pretty cool. So there's a little tidbit for y'all, just in case you didn't know. As you can see, he's buffed up tremendously since his days in Loki, or maybe he just had on some clothing to try to hide that a little bit. But it's funny that a lot of people were thinking that he wasn't going to be the Thanos level enemy for the next Avengers movie. But as we've already seen from San Diego Comic-Con, they're going to have an entire Avengers movie centered on him after Ant-Man. So, it's probably not going to look good for Ant-Man and Wasp. Honestly, I feel like a major death is coming in that movie. Stay tuned. If it happens, just remember you saw it here first. Then I couldn't leave this video without at least mentioning the villain slash anti-villain that is going to be in Wakanda forever. Namor, the Submarinian, and the MCU, the Marvel Comics. Basically, the Aquaman of the Marvel comic universe. He can fly, he can swim, he can breathe underwater. He is half human, half Atlantean. Yeah, very original Marvel, very original DC. Who made it first? I do know that the Namor made his debate in the comic book in the 30s, the 1930s. So I don't know. Somebody do that at Google to see who came out first, Aquaman or Namor. Probably Aquaman if I had to take an educated guess. But, Namor is still pretty early to be in the 30s. So very excited to see what his powers are going to consist of and how he challenges the Wakanda dynasty. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. He does have a cool outfit. I do like the Mayan scope of the Submarinians that they have chosen to go with within the MCU design. So that's really cool. Looks like he's got a pretty cool staff going on here. Some gold cup chains around his biceps and neck. So he looks cool, man. I can't wait to see what all he's capable of and who rises up to take on the Black Panther mantle to take him on, because of course he has all the superhuman powered abilities, the strength, the speed, the flight. So it's gonna take for somebody to eat the herb to be able to take him on. One more cool shot I wanted to show y'all before we begin to close out here. This looks like the Wakanda throne room, but it's flooding and it's on fire. So I wonder if this is some kind of a defense mechanism because the throne room is under attack. It looks like Shuri is standing in the middle there, right in front of the king's throne. I wonder if this is going to be like her pivotal scene of accepting her destiny and realizing that she needs to eat the herb to take on the mantle to become the new Black Panther. And then we have this final shot here of the suit itself. To me, it kind of looks like a woman is in the outfit. You can kind of tell by the hips. I could be wrong on that, but it looks like a woman to me. It looks awesome. It has some kind of gold plating in the hands and the wrist and the calf muscle there. Kind of reminds me of Killmonger's Black Panther outfit, but a little more subtle, a little more black in there. So I'm very excited to get a full scope and see really what this suit is made of. I can't wait, man. I'm so excited. Like I said, if I had to take an educated guess, this has to be Shuri in that suit with her long, slender body. I feel like that fits perfectly for her. Also, since we're already assuming, I think it would be really cool if Riri designed her Black Panther suit as well. Like she designed both of T'Challa's Black Panther suits. It'd be super cool if Riri designed hers, since it looks like she's going to be in the field more, so she probably doesn't have time to work on the science aspect of it as much. And that's going to do it for me here today, man. I'm so excited to see this movie. I can't even express. Hopefully I have portrayed that in this video today. Now, what I want to know from you guys, who do you think is going to take on the mantle, and who do you want to take on the mantle? That's two different answers. Who do you think? Who do you want? Personally, I think it's going to be Shuri, but I would like to see Okoye take it. So I guess we will have to wait and see. So as always, if you like the video, do me a favor, hit that like button. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel. I love Black Panther. I love Marvel. So you can follow me at youtube.com/marjack79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We talk about the MCU as much as we can, especially characters that I particularly love. So as always, I will see you guys on the next one, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.